This is the input-output delusion. I've got a sense that there are 3 levels of productivity: inputs, outputs, and outcomes. Most people stop at the first 2 and then wonder why nothing in their life actually changes. So, inputs are effort applied. I sat at my desk for 8 hours. I spent 2 hours drafting an outreach message. I went to the gym 5 times this week. Inputs feel noble. They prove that you're working hard, but effort without direction just burns calories. You can spend all day trying and still be no closer to the thing that you want. This, as far as I can see, is one of the issues that came in the wake of Atomic Habits by James Clear. Phenomenal book, fantastic writer, but when he said, you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems, everybody started optimizing for inputs only, and I don't think this is what he meant, but everybody started optimizing just for inputs. Inputs are noble, feel like you're working hard, they show everybody else that you're working hard, but they don't necessarily point you in the right direction. And you can spend all day trying and still be no closer to the thing that you want. So the next stage that people get to is outputs. So if inputs are effort applied, outputs are work done. So I sent 50 emails, right? Rather than I sat at my desk for 8 hours. I published 4 blog posts as opposed to I spent hours drafting messages. I completed all my programmed workouts as opposed to I went to the gym 5 times this week. You could go to the gym and not complete your workout. You could sit at your desk for 8 hours and not send 50 emails. So outputs feel even better because you can count them. You can look at the spreadsheet and think, I'm being productive. Look at what I made. But outputs don't prove impact. You can send 50 emails and get no replies. You can publish 4 podcasts that don't move your audience. You can lift weights every day without changing your diet and see 0 results. It's motion, not momentum. So we move on to the 3rd level, which is I think what people should be more focused on. These are outcomes. Inputs are effort applied, and outputs are work done. Outcomes are real-world results. So I closed 3 new clients. Not I sent 50 emails, and certainly not I sat at my desk for 8 hours. The new training plan added 20 pounds to my bench press. Not I completed my programmed workouts, or I went to the gym 5 times this week, right? You get where I'm going. Outcomes measure change. They tell you whether your work actually did what it was supposed to do. And this is the line between looking busy, feeling productive, and being effective. Inputs, outputs, outcomes. Busy people count hours and actions. Effective people count impact. If you measure inputs, you'll get good at trying. If you measure outputs, you'll get good at producing. But if you measure outcomes, you'll get good at winning. So stop keeping score with time and activity and start asking the one fucking question after everything you do. Did this actually move me closer to my goals? And if it didn't, doesn't matter how long it took or how much you got done, it wasn't progress. I fucking love this idea. Inputs, outputs, outcomes. The difference between effort applied, work done, real-world results. I really love it, and I think it makes sense why we don't necessarily focus on the real-world results, because unfortunately we're not as in control of that. It would certainly be much further on the edges of your stoic fork of, is this in my control or out of my control? You don't control whether or not you close 3 clients. All you control is, did you sit at your desk for 8 hours, and how many emails did you send? But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't ultimately be focused on the destination thing that you're trying to achieve. Like, that's the direction that I'm going in, and I'm going to have to adjust course, and I maybe have to drive faster, and maybe I'm going to have to pull an all-nighter in the car. But the only reason that you're doing this stuff is because of the real-world results that you're trying to get. You're not doing it simply to do it. You're not sitting at your desk just to sit at your desk or to send 50 emails. There is a reason for all of those things. Even the practice in this regard, it gets a bit squirrely because you're so far detached from the outcome. But like, why are you doing strength and conditioning training in the preseason if you're an athlete? Well, it's to reduce your injury risk or to increase your speed. But even that isn't true. It's to win the fucking game. Like, it's so that you win more games. Okay, what actually happened? What were the real world results of me doing this? And the further that you get away from the genesis of your effort and the outcome that that effort generates, the harder it is to draw that line, and the more that you're going to fight with it. The more difficult it's going to be, the less motivating it's going to be, because the feedback loop is not there so quickly. But I think this is huge, and I really like it for what it's worth.